Hello and welcome back to the channel. Wizards is about to implement the largest price increase in Magic history. What does that mean for your investing behavior, your outlook, my outlook? Let's talk about it in this quick video. But first, if you like videos like this and you'd like to follow along, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment. It really does go a long way. So at this point, we're all aware of the news that Wizards announced April 19th of this year. They are instituting or implementing one of the largest price increases in history. They sort of attribute this to, supply chain and inflation and fuel. Everything's more expensive. We all know that. We're all sort of dealing with this in our own lives, right? This is the way of the world right now. But I think that it is important to just keep a little bit of perspective. So I thought that I would kind of just offer up my thoughts really quickly on what I think this really means for, say, me as someone who is attributing a small amount of their kind of, savings activity to Magic products in general. And, is this still a good investment? Does this still make sense? Well, yeah, to cut to the chase, yeah, of course it does. Inflation is a nasty part of just reality. All this really means is that it's going to cost more for us to participate, but everything has to move. Everything has to inflate here. Our acquisition costs are going to be a little bit higher, but so is the floor, right? The floor price for a box of cards going forward. This correction is going to occur the next time a set comes out. We've got Jumpstart and Commander Legends 2 coming out. They will be impacted by the price increase. Starting with Dominaria United and going forward, we're going to have this 11%, premium. So in my world, I'm just using round numbers. There's $10 more added on top of the wholesale cost, the retail cost, etc. That's all just going to get passed through to the end user, which is really us. So we're going to pay a little bit more to acquire these boxes. The tool that I shared with everyone, kind of my 6-box, pricing tracker, maybe that has to adjust, or maybe it doesn't, right? The fact that a Magic box is sold for $85 at wholesale, that does not change the fact that we were all buying Crimson Vow at $75, right? There are forces at work that tend to move prices of products based on demand. This is really simple, So just because the wholesale price goes up doesn't necessarily mean that we're always going to have to spend X dollars magically, right? Magically, that's just a new rule on every Magic box. You will still find people liquidating inventory that they bought too much of. You will still find people dumping product that maybe people aren't as excited about. It's not like every single Magic set from here on out is going to be Kamigawa Neon Dynasty every single time they put it out. There's going to be some sets that are received better than others. The price and the demand will reflect that. Over time, all Magic products go up. So I am still going to stick to my kind of target price of $90, at least in the meantime. Remember that you have a pretty big window to try and acquire boxes at launch. There's about a window of 12 months or so at least that we kind of understand products are at least available in print. If the demand is there, Wizards will release another wave and another wave. So there's a certain time period where we can get this stuff at its relatively close to its launch price. So I would implore everyone to keep that in mind, that the price hike is not going to, I think, have this drastic effect on our ability, or at least I'll speak for myself here, my ability to do this kind of specific plan that I have when a product comes out. And that is to try and get the best price I can possibly find at launch, whether it's the day the product comes out or a year later or somewhere in between. I'm trying to get the absolute best price I can find, keep my ear to the ground, stay vigilant, do my check kind of in the morning over coffee, and move on. And really, that's it. This is not indicating to me that things have changed drastically forever. What's really interesting to me also about the news of the price hike is how it impacted sets from like 2020, maybe 2021. Theros Beyond Death, Zendikar Rising, there's still a little bit of Zendikar Rising available for $100, but it looks to me like, Eldraine is already popped. Ikoria is already popped. Theros Beyond Death looks like it's also popped. I mean, the I mentioned this in my last box buy video, but the expected value of the box was way higher than the retail price. But that looks to have caught up with itself too. So things are slowly kind of catching up to this news. There are few options out there for you to buy for, significantly less than $99 now. And unfortunately, those options are only going to winnow down and get smaller, because from here on out, things are going to launch at higher prices. Their floors are going to be higher, because that's just what they have to be. So this is an interesting time. There is only a little bit of stuff left out there for, the old prices, quote unquote, because stuff from 2020 and before, those have all popped up to, 120 to 130, and everything left in between. Some of them weren't the most desirable, right? It's like we've got Adventures in the Forgotten Realms and then both of the Innistrad rehashes, and they're just not really doing that well. Strixhaven is out there. There's some okay deals on Strixhaven, and then there's still Zendikar Rising for $99 a box for some reason. I mean, I know the EV is a little on the low side, but the box toppers alone have been the reason that I've loaded up on that set. So we'll have to see how that goes. So I'm not scared off by the price hike. What I'd be more concerned with, and then I'll just leave it at this, what I'd be more concerned with is what you're actually getting for that money changing. Are the boxes going to get smaller? This is what I would be really concerned about. Wizards has already proven to us that we will accept physically less for the same amount of money. They need to incentivize and make a value proposition and say, oh, it's a set booster box, so we'll create this thing called the list. There, boom, you've got some extra odds of getting some cool things. Or, hey, you might be able to pick up a few more rares, or likely you will be able to pick up a few more rares per pack on average than a draft box. So there's the value proposition. It costs us less to make this, and we're selling it for more. That's the trend I would be wary of. So we will have to see how things play out. Maybe more on that later, but what are your thoughts? Are you completely ambivalent to the price increase? Do you think that this is a big deal? Do you think it's not that big of a deal? How does it impact your goals? Do you think this adds to your timeline? Do you believe that Streets of New Capenna is going to sort of see the same price trends as prior sets? Do you think that it's going to be the one that corrects the quickest relative to things because it just came out and then boom, this price increase happens and whoop, up goes New Capenna along with everything else? I'd be really curious to know your thoughts. This is kind of an interesting topic, so let me know below. If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to follow along, please feel free to comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss an update. There's change on the horizon. Change can be good, change can be fun. We'll have to see how this all pans out, but until the next time, take care.